Good morning, fourth graders. Today we are going to be continuing with measurements, but we are going to be starting something called volume. So we are moving on to volume. What we had been doing is where we just left off was measuring weight, but now we're moving on to volume. Okay, so our goal today is I apologize, boys and girls. Today you're on page 117 of your student journal, page 117. Okay, and our goal or our objective is today I will explore volume. I'm going to underline that word. Using the two measurement systems. Period. Okay, so what is volume? Well, volume is the amount of space occupied within a three-dimensional object. So it's the space inside of an object. For our purposes, what we usually talk about, it's the liquid inside a volume is usually what we're referring to. So if you think about like a big soda bottle, we call those a 2-liter soda bottle. So it's how much does that plastic bottle hold? It holds 2 liters of soda. Or sometimes we talk about a gallon of milk. That plastic container holds 1 gallon of milk within the three-dimensional plastic object. So it's usually the liquid inside of an object. How much could fit in or how much could it hold? Okay, conversions, remember we've been going from one to the other. That's what that means. And then our two systems of measurement that we've been practicing are our U.S. customary system. Now for our U.S. customary system for volume, what there is, and you've probably heard a lot of these words, usually in cooking or when it comes to food, we have something called our 8 fluid ounces, which is 1 cup. So if you were baking and it would say like pour 1 cup of water into the cake mix, that's what that means. 8 fluid means liquid. So 8 liquid ounces equals 1 cup. 2 cups equal a pint. Sometimes I think of ice cream as a pint of ice cream, or sometimes when you buy certain creams. 2 pints equals 1 quart, and then 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. Okay, that's going to be really hard to memorize this chart. So they give you a little picture to draw. I, to this day, still draw this picture. Every single time I have to make a conversion, I draw this picture. So we're actually going to draw it together because they're not always going to give it to you to refer to. So here's a little silly story to go with it. Gallon man, notice how big I made him, really big, has 4 queens, each with 2 princesses, each with 2 cats. Okay, so let's say that silly thing again. Gallon man has 4 queens, each with 2 princesses, each with 2 cats. Okay, what does this now tell me? If I learn how to draw this, what could I do with it? I could do so many things. I could say 1 gallon has 4 quarts in it. I could say 1 gallon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints in it. I could say 1 gallon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 cups in it. Or I could say 1 quart has 2 pints in it. I could say 1 quart has 1, 2, 3, 4 cups in it. So there's lots of conversions that I could do if I just learned how to draw this picture. Okay, for the metric system, we're going to be using milliliters, liters, liters, and kiloliters. So our base measurement is liters. And for this, we're not going to memorize it because we're going to use our King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. Okay, so let's look at our steps. We're going to identify the measurement system. Are we using the US system or the metric system? Okay, and then step 2 says we're going to write a conversion chart. If we do the conversion chart though, we're going to want to use our picture first. So we're going to say write a picture and conversion chart, or we're going to use King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So those are the 2 things we're going to use. So if it's a metric system, we'll use King Henry. If it's the US, we're going to draw our picture and then use that to help us. Okay, so let's see what some of these look like. I'm going to put my green pen down, boys and girls, and I'm going to grab my red pen. So if you just want to hang out and watch for a second. My first problem says, how many cups are there in 3 gallons? So the measurement words I see are cups and gallons. So I have to ask myself, is that part of the metric system or the US system? And it is part of the US system. So if it's the US system, I know I'm going to not use King Henry. I'm going to use my picture. So Gallon Man has 4 queens, each with 2 princesses, each with 2 cats. And it's kind of hard to draw it with a chubby marker. Okay, so now that I have that to help me, I should be able to find this. So it says, how many cups are in 3 gallons? Okay, so I'm using gallons and cups. So gallons and cups. Okay, so in 1 gallon, how many cups are there? Well, in 1 gallon, there's 2 cups, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. There's 16 cups in 1 gallon. So if there's 16 cups in 1 gallon, how many would there be in 2 gallons? 32, and I know because 16 and 16 is 32. How many would there be in 3? Ooh, if I can't do that in my head, I could do some side work. Let's come over here and do some side work. And I'm getting 48. So 3 gallons would have 48 cups in it. And that's my answer. Okay, let's see another one of those. This one says, Jose has 2 liters of milk. What is the volume in milliliters? Okay, so I see 2 liters in milliliters. So my first job is this metric or US? And this is metric. So I'm going to set up my King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And my base measurement is liters. Liters. Okay, so what do they want me to do? They want me to go from 2 liters equals how many milliliters? That's what they want to know. 2 liters equals how many milliliters? So I'm going to go from liters to 1, 2, 3 to milli. So I moved my decimal 1, 2, 3 to the right. So let's see, if I have a 2 and there's not a decimal, remember I add it to the end, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. And I'm going to fill in those blanks with zeros. So I am getting 2 liters equals 2,000 milliliters. And that is my answer, boys and girls. Okay, so let's try some together. We're on page 118. Oh, no, not 118. They give us the picture on 118. We're on page 119. Okay, so let's read our first problem. If Patty has 24 pints of helium, how many gallons of helium does she have? Okay, so we have to ask ourselves, is pints and gallons metric or US? Hopefully you said they're US. Okay, so if they're US, we're going to use our picture to help us. So let's draw it. Gallon man, and notice I have to draw it really big so I can fit everything in it. Gallon man has 4 princesses. Boys and girls, I just messed that one up. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you have an eraser and you can erase that. I can't believe I made a silly mistake. Let's start that one over. Please be flexible. That is not, Gallon man does not have 4 princesses. Gallon man, let's try that again. If you need to pause the video to erase, because hopefully you're writing in pencil, you can, or you could get scratch paper like I did to fix that. Gallon man has 4 queens. Queens come before princesses. Each queen has 2 princesses. And each princess has 2 cats. Okay, that looks much better, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being so flexible. Okay, so now that I have a better picture, it says if Patty has 24 pints of helium, how many gallons of helium does she have? And they gave us a nice little chart already started, so we could just use this. So 1 gallon has how many pints in it? Well, let's look at my 1 gallon. My 1 gallon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints in it. So 2 gallons must have 16 pints in it. So 3 gallons must have 24 pints. So my question says if Patty has 24 pints, how many gallons does she have? She has 3 gallons. And that is our answer. Okay, let's see if Miss Munoz can do this one without mistakes. Okay, Benjamin has 4,000 milliliters of sand. How many liters is this? Okay, so I'm going to ask myself, is this a metric or is this a US measurement? So hopefully you say it's metric. So if it is metric, we are going to be using King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. And our base measurement for volume is liters. Because remember we had those liters, meters, and grams, but we're using liters. And they want to know 4,000 milliliters equals how many liters? That's our question. Okay. So if we're starting at milliliters and they want us to go to liters, so what did we do? We went 1, 2, 3 to the left. So let's take our number and let's put a decimal at the end and let's go 1, 2, 3 to the left. So I am saying it is 4 liters. So notice, ladies and gentlemen, I chose not to use that. So I think for when it's metric, I'm going to use this system instead. Okay, so today, ladies and gentlemen, you have page 120 to do, and that is it. Have a wonderful day. Thanks again for being flexible with my mistake. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.